So welcome you guys, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Great. So we're going to do a small wine tasting with one of our winery from Mexico. It's actually a winery that we work really close with, and we also have a beautiful resort there from Charisma. It's El Cielo Winery. So really fast, we're going to do a little bit of their different lines that we're having today. We have here a Sauvignon Blanc, so it's a little bit lighter wine that they produce. Then they have their Capricorns, which is the Chardonnay. Here we have Hubel, which is Merlot. It just came out again. It's a really great vintage. And then one of their new ones as well, we have here Sauce, which is Zinfandel. These two grapes are wines or grapes which aren't from their winery or from their winery resort, but there's long-term contracts that they have with them. Really great grapes, so that's why it's really delicious. And the Merlot and the Chardonnay is their own winery grapes, so this is really great that we have. Also, as we do in Charisma, as we do in El Cielo, we always pair it with food and always with the gourmet inclusive. So as we have the glasses, also we have the different bites. So what I recommend you is first taste through all the wines, and then afterwards we will go taste it together with the food. If we do the food directly with the wine, it will maybe make it a little bit of shock together with the other wines. Okay?
Okay.
So if you want to grab your first glass on your left, did you do wineries or tasting before in your life? Okay, so I will not go really big in detail, but it's always fun fact, if you see the two wines next to us, the white and a little bit lighter, you see it right away, two different colors, right?
Right.
Yes.
So actually that's a really big indicator, and the big indicator here is that one has barrel and one doesn't have barrel. So the Chardonnay has barrel aging, even though it's partial, and the Sauvignon Blanc doesn't have any barrel aging. So that's why it's a lighter wine, also in color, because this color comes from the barrel when you have the barrel aging. Okay. So if you want to smell, it smells quite fresh, right? But something that really pops out right away. What smell? Apple. Okay. And what type of other smell? I always smell like a little bit like granola or a little bit nutty smell, but also with a little bit of honey. There's a slight honey smell,
yes.
Like fresh honey, but not caramel. It's just at the end. So these are notes that we want to have really present in the wine. Does the wine smell fresh, or the wine smells a little bit older? Fresh, right? Yes,
Yes.
That's the whole indication of this delicious wine. So we have a little bit more important parts right now, but I don't want to go really deep in detail. We don't want to bother you with all those technical stuff, but it's always fun fact that you can see the small difference between the wines. So this fresher wine, so it will be also a younger wine and all of that. So if you want to taste, what I will always recommend you when you're doing a tasting, taste a little bit before, wash your mouth with it, and then taste the whole wine with it. So go ahead, enjoy. When you taste and when you're in tasting or blind tasting, what you want to confirm is what you smell in your nose also tastes in your mouth. And it's actually there, right? It tastes really the apple, what you said, a little bit of the honey, the nuttiness, but a lot of fresh fruit also in there. It's a fresh green apple. It is a little bit peaches, a little bit of apricots also in there. So it's really present. So that's what we wanted to taste. Did you like that?
Loved it.
Yes? Perfect. So if you want to go to the wine number 2, as we said, Chardonnay, and this is a little bit more, this has barrel aging, so we already discovered it in the side, sorry. But if you want to smell it, it's also a more opulent wine if you smell it. It's a little bit more thicker in the nose, it's a little bit more heavier, right? So that's also because of the barrel. So what do we smell here? Randy, can you help me here? What do we smell here? Don't taste it yet. Smell.
All right, I snuck. I had to have a taste. I taste a little pear.
Okay, pear.
Honeydew melon.
Honeydew melon, I like that. I like that a lot. Lisa, ladies have always better smell.
Not the same.
Sorry?
I smell the pear too.
Smell pear? Okay. I smell also, beside the pear, I smell a lot of like ripe orange. That's always a big indicator. And that barrel, there's some barrels like slightly like a corn part of or like popcorn also.
I
looks
go
like
with
that.
that,
Yeah, that's definitely, but that's because of the aging in the barrel that we have there. So,
But now this is a Chardonnay, but it doesn't have that buttery.
no, because what they do here is that they do barrel aging, but they don't do a lot of malolactic. Malolactic is that changing like green apple into yogurt, maybe, or yogurt into cream. That's that change, and that's not here really the case. So it's a little bit more. It has the creaminess, but it's not so creamy or buttery like northern part Chardonnay. So more from the States, or maybe going to France, or even more northern, because then they want to change this quite intense acidity towards a little bit more creamier acidity.
Okay.
So, okay, I like that you find it out. Taste it, please. This is also the case when you taste it. And what I said about this butteriness, it's not necessary, because what we want here is a wine which is fresh, crisp, and holds up towards all the other notes. So as you can see, these wines are quite bright acidic. And that's because we don't do malolactic here, so we don't change that this green apple acidity towards yogurt or towards cream. That's what we don't want. Okay? So these were the two whites. Did you like it?
Love it.
Which one did you like before?
I like
The first one.
Second one.
Second one, yeah. It's more. It depends what you like. If you like more Chardonnay, or you like more a little bit fruitier, lighter one. That's why it's always fun to taste both and just enjoy both side by side. So yeah. These are normally persons who or maybe younger in the wine business or wine experience, but also persons who like it a little bit more fresher. These are fresher styles of wine. This is a little bit more heavier, maybe a fruit wine. When you change it to or eat it together with the food, you will see it will definitely help. Okay. So now if you want to go to number 3, this is a lighter red, but even though, always be careful, it's not always a lighter red, because Mexico is a warm country. So when you're in a warm country, the wines always will be a little bit more opulent, a little bit more structured, a little bit more alcohol, because the sun goes more to the grapes, and the grapes get riper or get ripe. So it can be a fuller body wine always when you're in a warmer climate. Okay. So what's the first smell that you get here, Randy?
I get like almost a blackberry.
Blackberry, yeah, I like that. Lisa? Cherry, yeah, blackberry, cherries, you're completely there.
Smoke burnt oak.
Burnt oak, yeah, that's the barrel, so this definitely the barrel aging, but also because it's a warmer climate, so the oak and the fruit combines it, and then you have that smokiness also in there, so you're completely right, yeah, I like it. So I like the cherry notes are definitely here, the oak, like baking spices a little bit more, maybe a little bit of allspice also there, so it's a riper, it's a richer flavor. But smell this, the cherry that you mentioned, I like it a lot. It has like a soury note in there. It's still a little bit sour. It's a little bit sour, fresh cherry. So yeah. So go ahead, please. Take.
That's my palate right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
It's very
That's a little
smoky.
bit bold, smoky, oaky.
Yes, the smoke is really.
Yeah. The Hubble has that, especially this new vintage is doing really great. The Merlot is doing really good. The grapes of Merlots are doing really great in the cellar. And when you taste it, it has, what you say, the barrel comes out, but also this sour cherry, a little bit more riper fruit also in the mouth, like marmalade or like stewed fruit. That's when you have it definitely here. Okay, perfect. I hope you like.
And it doesn't have a strong back end on it either.
No, it's not really heavy. It's still soft. It's still doing really great.
Medium soft, yeah.
Okay, so the last one, this is what I said, the last one, and one of the new ones which they are bringing out. This is Zinfandel. Zinfandel is also always a difficult grape to grow. Why? Because Zinfandel has partial ripening. So on the vine, you have green grapes, underripe grapes, overripe grapes, ripened grapes, raisins. It's all on the same bunch of grapes on the same vine. And that's the problem with when do you want to pick it. If you pick it later on in the season, it will be really ripe, or it will be raisiny. Or you want to pick it earlier, and then you will have a lot of green grapes in there because it's partial ripening. So they picked it in the middle a little bit, so they have both.
Raisins. I was going to say raisins.
Yeah, raisins.
Off the bat.
Yeah, it's dry fruit, right? But if you smell it really closely, there's also like an acidic notes, and this is like the fresher fruits or the unripe fruits that are on the bunch or the cluster of grapes that we have. Yeah. So Zinfandel sauce. What else do you smell?
Smoky blackberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more stewy. I like more marmalade here, like the drier fruit also, but marmalade is definitely here. Barrel, but the barrel is really well integrated. I like they also less aged in this one, so it's not so strong. Even though this is a younger vintage, this one has like a beautiful barrel. So go ahead, this.
It's funny, the first step I took, I didn't really care for it, but then when I took the second one,
Bolder.
It's good. Bolder, yeah.
More oaky, more.
but very good.
Seems very aged.
Yeah, it is aged. Actually,
older.
It's an older vintage also, but the star lines they age it, let's say, to perfection. That's what they do at Cielo. So when you buy a bottle of Sirius, Polaris, Solus, Rochon, what they do, they age it for a longer time in barrel, but also they keep it longer time in bottle, just to see how it goes better, how it ages also better. So that's why maybe it has a bigger price tag on it, but it has a lot more quality towards it, or it's already to drink, so they already aged it for you, and that's why it has that price tag on it. Okay. So what I really love you to do when we're doing wine pairings and all that, the food and wine pairing, we really thought it out together with the chefs here at the back. So the first one that we have together with the Sauvignon Blanc is like cream cheese or goat cheese a little bit, fresh apple and a little bit of nuts and honey on there. So what we just said about the wine, what you said about the wine,
Yes.
is already set up in front of you. So that's really great. The second one, together with the Capricornius, with the Chardonnay, this one a little bit more heavier. So what we did here is a corn cake, and to get on top of that we have a mousse of smoked salmon. So it's a little bit more smokiness, but also for the creaminess for the Capricornius. For the Hubble, because it needs a little bit more, it's a crostini with on top caramelized onions and a slice of like carpaccio, but it's a little Italian meat, a little bit heavier meat. And then with the sweetness, but also with the complexity, we went here with two cheeses, and we went with the caramelized fig, blue cheese, and parmesan. So that's what we did. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want, what I recommend you is go and sip a little bit of the first one before, because you won't just have to have this better. And then eat it, and then combine it with the wine again. Oh, that works, right?
That's great.
Wow.
It's
Wine.
really good.
When you eat it with wine, like grapefruit is coming out. It seems like grapefruit.
Yes.
Completely changes it.
100%.
Yeah.
Changed everything. They actually complemented each other.
Yeah.
The wine got a little better, the food got a little better.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you like that? Perfect. So go ahead and keep on doing with all the wines and the food.
Taste this.
That one's for me a
I
winner.
do like the Chardonnay much better now.
Yeah, and the Chardonnay with the smoked salmon and the corn cake. That's a winner for me right now.
Yeah, me too.
That's a big winner.
I didn't think you could match the two, but you get.
Dude, that was good.
You know what? You know when I'm happy and I know I'm a success, when a certain person is really quiet.
Yes.
Then I know
That's good.
that. I like the corn cake with the Chardonnay.
Dude, I love that. That was really good. Both of them are great.
Keep your own pace. like the bread with toasted bread gives that smokiness a little bit. The grilled meat.
Those onions.
It worked perfectly, right?
It's like I had a steak and wine meal on one.
Right?
Quick.
Yeah, I mean, it goes really quick.
This is still my favorite so far.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
and it was like an idea that we did this morning with the chef. We were thinking, okay, what are we doing? I said, so you still got the corn cake of Sunday, and then the mousse of smoked salmon. I think that's a match.
Yes, yes. This was good, but this
Can I
was
have a plate of them?
exactly a plate. and a
Oh,
glass.
we can ask the
Bottle.
chef.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, big that.
Plate and a bottle.
And then the last one, the fig. This will be a little bit more stronger flavor. Why? Because obviously what we said, the wine is a little bit more stronger flavor, aged, complex. So that's why we want also more complexity in this bite, but still sweetness and all that smokiness and all that. Here, the blue cheese with the wine, in my opinion, that aging process comes out much more.
It really does. Yes.
You taste that aged wine and like that, the barrel, almost old part.
Right. That was really great.
The cheese just complements the wine as you sneak in some cinnamon. Did I taste cinnamon in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So that's it.
That might be the most pleasant wine tasting I've ever had in my life.
Thank you very much. Why did I do that? Because here we did really the food towards the wine. A lot of times it's the other way around, that you have food and then the wine towards. But when you do a food and wine pairing and really want to have the wine be complemented, then you do a food pairing towards the wine. That's what we did here today, and that's why we want to surprise you a little bit with that. This type of wine pairings we do a lot in the cielo. There's several wine options and wine tastes that you can do there in your room, but also in the winery. It's really great in the winery. They have a lot of packages. You can go into the vineyard, you can do a tour, you can go into the cellar, you can go in like half an hour with the winemaker. It's a great option. So
El Cielo is where?
it's in Ensenada, so it's in near. You have Tijuana. You go down to Ensenada around 2 hours, and then you go into the Valley of Guadalupe, and towards the Cielos, yeah, it's 2 hours. So it's like 15-minute, 30-minute drive from Ensenada, but you're really in the valley. You're in Guadalupe, and it's really in the wine region of Mexico. They're doing a great job there. I've been there last year, and it's one of my better experience in Mexico because you have what they say always is you have the Mexican Mediterranean with the Mexican Japanese flavors with Mexican flavors, so you have everything together. So because a lot of fresh fish in this and that, so you can get really great quality fish but also flavors. So that's why it's Japan Mediterranean, because you have the vines, you have the olive gardens, you have the foods, so you can do that. You have the best cheeses, you have the best livestock, you have wildlife. So also you can go for deers or for hunting also. And then you have one of the best products of the soil, because the soil gives you so much. It gives you great fruit, it gives you great vegetables. So that's why it's really like a foodie's paradise, or even if you want to taste a combination of flavors, it's really one of the regions for me that you can go and taste delicious Mexican foods. We had this conversation. You have Mexico City, you have Oaxaca, you have Yucatan, and I think one of the meccas of food also in Mexico is Baja California. So a lot of fresh vegetables, a lot of fresh fruit, fresh products, and high quality wine. Yeah, I think one of the best wine regions in Mexico. You have others. You have Coahuila, you have Zacatecas, you have Querétaro, but I think one of the best winery regions is this region of Ensenada. And we have this beautiful resort. We have villas, we have houses. I stayed there. You feel really like you feel really at home, but also you feel like disconnected. And that's what I liked about Distillery. You can really turn off yourself when you're going further away. Because nobody can reach you there and you don't want to be reached. So that's the best thing. So if you want to disconnect and just have during the day warm and at night really fresh. So you sit outside, you sit in a fireplace, every villa has its own fireplace. You sit there, you have a glass of wine, you're with your wife. I think
Sounds amazing.
I've seen pictures of that mountain range.
Sounds amazing.
I can't imagine being there with
It's
that
beautiful.
mountain range as the backdrop.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and especially when you're sitting at the fireplace, because every house has its own fireplace, so you can go down, you can take a blanket with you, and you can grab bottled wine off what you purchased, or if you have brought from other wineries, because the city is not like, oh, we're just the only winery there. No, there's a lot of wineries there, so you have to do tours, you have to go around to other wineries, and you grab some bottles there, and then you go and you sit there, maybe you call room service, hey, we want a cheese plate, or we want something to eat, and you sit down, you are with your wife there, and you just enjoy your life. And that's I think that's one of the greatest options in life, just to enjoy a good bottle of wine, good talk, fireplace, hugging each other, some food. What else do you want, right?
Well, and the good thing about it is it's a charisma resort, and so we can put these kind of things together where we can put together some little escorted trips or something out to El Cielo,
Yeah.
the Valley de Guadalupe, and experience El Cielo wines, El Cielo Resort, and see what it feels like to enjoy this great wine sitting out around a fire pit with,
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you
with
so
pairings
much,
like
Pete.
this.
I recommend you to do it. Go for
Wow.
it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for doing this, Pete.
It's a pleasure.
And you know, let me just say this. You know, the one thing I love about Charisma is the fact that they take pride in what they do, and one of the things that they do well is they do wines, they do gourmet, and that's why it's gourmet inclusive.
Exactly. And you know it. So that's what we love. This combination also, what you said, between kitchen and food and wine, or food and beverage, that's really important for us, and that's why we can do this without a doubt. And whenever you want, we can do tastings. But you know it as well, we don't only do wine tasting, we do tequila tasting, mezcal
Yes.
tasting. We do so much tasting. So when you're ever in one of our resorts, there's no problem at all. We do these tastings together with you. We do even gin tasting. We work on a rum tasting in some of our properties. We're doing a whiskey tasting. So we're doing a lot of tastings, and because guests want that, guests want to taste a little bit more, or go the extra mile in their gourmet inclusive. So
I did the tequila tasting with you before, and I was, I don't know, the wine's okay. I'm picky, but
This was,
I now like
this
white
was
wine a little
amazing.
better, which I didn't think I liked Chardonnay. You know, I'm a red wine guy if I was gonna have some, but to add the food into it and not be like 10, it was.
It was nice.
To me, I could commit to
Four
that.
bites.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, my wife would be proud of me if she was here.
so it's like, oh, you're drinking white wine.
That's right.
And it's always nice to bring your wife towards those tastings, and vice versa to bring your husband, because the wives always say it's a little bit more sophisticated, right? Wine and all that.
Sure.
And the gentleman say, oh, I like this taste. So the wife say, okay, we can do this at home as well. So you can do a lot of options. I've heard a lot of couples said, oh, we used to do like just food parties, and now we're doing wine and food parties. So it's, just bring a bottle of wine towards our house, and we will cook, or vice versa, and it's always great.
Yeah, we need some lessons from you. Though. This is perfect. The
No worries.
Pairing's perfect.
It's a pleasure, and I always want you to feel at home.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I guess the only last comment I have is we get to finish the rest of this.
Yeah, go for it, please. We have still got the bottle open, so if you want to taste a little bit more, or if you want to splash with you. And thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Pete. We truly
Really,
appreciate you.
honestly, I don't know if you do this at the El Dorado Royale,
Yeah,
but
we do this.
I didn't know it. This is really good. This is great.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we do this.
I
We
mean,
do it.
just
We do it
with a
fewer people,
Yeah.
and now we have to check also with the regulation. We used to do tastings really big, so we have to bring this down. Maybe multiples. So we're going to do multiples.
I like the intimacy.
Me
of
too.
just 4 people.
Me too.
Yeah.
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 What would be a with the new protocols in place? What would be an average size group that you would do?
Well, at the tequila tasting, we used to do like between 30 and 40. We're going halfways, so that there's enough space towards between the guests, and we're doing like throwaway cups. So
Okay.
that's we're going to do that in the beginning. We're working on the wine tasting to be scheduled. So we normally had Monday and Friday. Now we do okay. You want to do a wine tasting? Make a reservation. So then we will say okay, let's do it like this or let's do it like that. And it's just smaller people, so probably it will be like these smaller, intimate wine tastings, like 3 or 4 persons,
Right.
and then just to see whenever we can go a little bit more, because wine is also to enjoy it in company. So not only by your 2 but also if you want to have 4 or 6. So we always have to see when
Yeah.
it's allowed and when we can't go.
Yeah.
Now
Very good.
my wife is a white wine
We're
snob,
done. We're done.
and she would only want
can
this
just
in
talk.
glass.
Sorry?
My wife is a wine snob, and she would only want this in glass. Would she have the
Yeah.
option?
Yeah.
Like,
Actually-
you know, I heard they say throw over glass, but
No, the wine tasting will stay in glass, and also the wine service at sommeliers will be in glass, but we want to do a protocol of disinfecting glass in front of you.
okay.
Very good.
So these type of protocols we're still working on and how it will be managed. But for example, we also maybe have a case and put the glass already disinfected in there, and then it's a neutral zone, and the sommeliers will have gloves on, and in front of you we will start to prepare. And what we're really working on is table, and we're going to serve you table side. So we have this table, but also a table next to it. So we will open up the bottle there, we will disinfect the bottle in front of you. The only thing, a lot of persons have to be careful, maybe a lot of sommeliers don't know that, chlorine or chlor can affect the pores. It can go into the wine. And then you have TCH, and then you have like a carport smell, and it will neutralize the wine. So you don't want that. So when you disinfect a wine, you have to be careful with what type of product or disinfectant you're using. So that's to be a little bit careful with that, but we will disinfect in front of you, and then we open it up. And the minimal touch, we will serve you one time, we will leave the bottle on your table, and then you will have to serve yourself, because we don't want to touch the wine again. So these type of small protocols, which are essential, will help a lot.
The good thing is you get the whole bottle.
So that's what you pay for, right? No, but it's
Thank you, Pete.
really good.
Great job,
So,
Pete.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Gracias.
Thank you.